Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to do some research, I guess, on the 300. So, if y'all will remember the video where we got the computer for this truck, we had some ice and I spun the car around a little bit. The check engine light, come on. Check engine light was on actually before that, but it went away and came back. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to hook the scanner up to that car, and also I'm going to look and see if I can figure out why that car gets so hot so quickly. So, like that particular day, the car ran less than 5 minutes and it got up to 230 degrees in like 10-degree weather. So I'm gonna try to figure that out as well. I'm gonna leave these in here because I have a feeling that battery's probably gonna be dead. But we're gonna see, like I said, if we can figure out those two things, the check engine light, and I have a sneaky suspicion that it doesn't have any coolant in it. I don't know why. Well, yeah, I kind of do, but we're gonna look. So when the car gets hot, like it did that day we had the ice and stuff, I turned the heat on inside the car. Car's hot, the fans are running, no heat. So I'm gonna say this car doesn't have any coolant in it. So I'm gonna run in here, grab the key, and we will see what we got going here. Alright, so I haven't tried to start the car. I figured it would be best to check the coolant. So I'm gonna do that real quick. And if you're wondering why I haven't put the front bumper on, that is because I wanted to do something a little different with these headlights before the front end goes back on, because you gotta take the front end off, take the headlights out. But I'm gonna check coolant in this thing and we'll see what we got. Alright, so I have suspicion to believe that this car might be really low of coolant, because if you look way down in there, there's a little bit of coolant. But I see no, well, it's over here, fill line. So this sucks, I know. I'm not a mechanic, but I like making stuff look cool. I'm not a mechanic. Okay, so very low. That's max fill, way down there. So I'm gonna say that this Hemi needs some coolant. So we will check that out one day. When we go eat here in a bit, we will probably, I will probably stop by AutoZone and see what they have, because I've heard that Mopar products are very particular about their coolant and oil changes. So let me grab, actually let me try to start the car, and I'll hook the scanner up to it, which is over there. Alright guys, so as you can see right now, engine temp 64 degrees. I just started the car and that battery was very low. But got this little scanner hooked up, our scanner. We gave the Solus back. Now that that thing's fixed. Oh, well, cooling system performance. That is not what I expected it to be, and I'm very happy that's what it is. So that is our code. So very happy about that. That probably means I just need to put some coolant in this thing, which I kind of already knew that. Based on our little check there, I was expecting, if we're being real honest, because this is a first year 300 with the 5.7 Hemi, being that this car is an 05, I was kind of expecting, what is that, MDS or whatever they call it, basically the V4 little system, the cylinder deactivation system. Those are very prone to failing on these cars. So it's kind of what I figured it was. But now that it's not, it makes me very happy. I'm going to let this thing sit here and run a minute, charge the battery up, and I'm going to watch that engine temp and make sure that it doesn't run away with itself and really cause some damage. And I'm also going to clear this code and see if it comes back. So we'll do that just to make sure that it's a, so that is our code. Now I'm going to try to reset this, and I don't remember which button resets this, but I'm going to try to figure it out. But it's actually pretty cool, this little scanner here that we bought from Harbor Freight. As you can look, and this will tell you, you know, when this code happened, the calculated load, engine coolant temp, and all this other stuff. It's actually really cool. I love this thing. So I think this thing was like $100 or something other. It wasn't terrible, so you can't really complain there. It does live data on some vehicles. It didn't on the 6.0, but it's a good thing I decided to look on this car, because if we would have run it with no coolant, that would have been a very bad day. So hopefully, like I said, we'll clear these codes just like so, and we will see what happens. We're already at 73 degrees, and I don't know why this flashing on camera. It's not doing that in person, but I just wanted to charge the battery up a little bit before I shut the car back off. But I don't want to let it run too long and overheat and, you know, whatever. But I'm not a mechanic. Like I said, I am not a mechanic. That is my grandpa. I hate mechanic stuff. I hate, you know, all that stuff. Troubleshooting and all that. I hate doing that stuff. I like installing new parts that look good or has some kind of benefit, not replacing parts that do nothing. Red truck, if you're listening. But I guess it is what it is, because you gotta do what you gotta do. But mechanic is not my forte. So anyway, I just know that if your car runs without coolant, it is no bueno. So I'm gonna let this thing run a minute, make sure it doesn't get too hot. Now we're at 80 degrees, 82. So hopefully it don't get too terrible out of whack. And then, like I said, this afternoon we'll try to run up somewhere and get some coolant and put in this thing, because it is already, let's see if I can do this, and there's no time on this. Okay. And if you didn't know, there's this hidden, yes, the trunk is open because I thought the battery was gonna die, but there's this hidden menu in these cars. If you hold these two buttons, there's this little hidden menu, which is pretty cool. oil pressure, chime, all this different stuff. Pretty cool. But got a compass in there. So focus. Got a compass, pedal position, which apparently doesn't work. Oh yeah, it works. All these cool things. It's actually pretty neat. But I'm gonna try to make sure the car doesn't get anywhere over probably 150-ish. We're at 93 now. But again, like I said, we're gonna try to run and get some coolant later on, because school is right about to let out, and in Greenbrier, when school lets out, traveling sucks. I know. I went to Greenbrier schools where we learned how to cut people off when we left. But it's terrible, because there's only, through Greenbrier, there's 65 highway that runs north and south. There's a bypass road, supposed to be bypass, that goes from Conway to Wooster and dumps you out in Greenbrier, or you got to go like a long way around into Damascus. And then over here there's highway 287 and then 225 or 25, whatever it is, that goes way around as well. So there's really no way through Greenbrier other than 65 highway. Yeah, it's not good. But anyway, enough ranting. We'll like I said, we'll try to get some coolant for this thing thrown here, and then maybe tomorrow we'll see what we got. And also, guys, if you're wondering, you're probably thinking, why did you open the trunk? Well, you see, this is because this car, the battery's in the trunk, right? There's no way to open the car, there's nothing down here, if said battery dies, except for fold the back seat down, crawl through, and pull this little latch. So that's why when the battery's low and I try to start the car, and it doesn't want to start because the battery's low, I pop the trunk. That way you don't have to climb through the back seat. And also, the birds have eaten my decals, so that's great. But anyway, we're gonna go, I'm gonna look and see what kind of coolant this car needs, and we'll run to AutoZone or O'Reilly's and get some here in a couple hours or so. Alrighty, guys, so we've made it here to Walmart. Gonna run in, grab some coolant and some washer fluid. That way that thing will quit beeping at me. And there's something else I was thinking of that we need. But anyway, we're running here, see what we can find. We've been running around here in Conway looking for some of them little cam locks for my mom's fireplace that we put together. And some were missing because the box was tore open. Nobody has them, so I guess it is what it is. We might have to take some out from other spots and put in the what we still need. I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. But let's run in here and we'll see what we can find. Alright, guys, so we're just striking out all over the place here. But now we're here at the Advance Auto. We're running here to see what they got. If they don't have anything, I guess there's like 3 more places between here and where we're gonna go eat at, so maybe somebody will have something. But anyway, let's run here and see what they got. Alrighty, guys, so we're here picking up some stuff for a future video, but we did find some coolant last night. We found a gallon of coolant, of concentrated coolant, so we'll have to mix it with water, or we'll have to add water in the car. But we did find some concentrate, and also got a thing of windshield washer stuff. So hopefully that'll be enough, that gallon of coolant and a gallon of water. Hopefully that'll be enough and we should be good to go. But when we get back home, we'll try to throw some in, maybe even take the car for a test drive and see what it looks like. Alrighty guys, so it is the next day here. It got dark on us last night. But we was working on some stuff. Will be in the next video. The headlights. Just say we're doing something a little different to those, and my door is stuck shut. But we have in here, if I can get the door open, we have some washer fluid, so that'll quit honking at me. And over here we have coolant. So this should be what we need. Now this is, well, I thought this was concentrated, but anyway, that means we don't use that jug of water that I brought out here. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to make a mess all over the engine bay here, if that'll stay there. But I'm going to attempt to make a mess all over everything here in just a second. I got to get some more stuff out of the house real quick. Alright guys, so didn't make too bad of a mess here, but I got the reservoir for the washer fluid filled up, and that whole gallon didn't even fill it up, which is amazing, because in the blue truck, if it's completely empty, a gallon won't fill it up, or a gallon will overfill it. So it's kind of weird, but what I'm going to do is, this is filled all the way up, so I'm going to start the car and let it run a minute and see if it'll burp everything out through the system. And also I need to turn the heat on, that way it runs through the heater core and all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, hop in here, and we will do that real quickly. But from what I was told, or kind of from what I can remember about everything, and hopefully we don't blow coolant out of the top of that tank, because that would mean bad things. So I'm gonna turn this all the way up and the fan speed on low, just like so, and we're gonna let it go. So we should, it's on defrost, so we should start getting something here pretty soon. But I'm gonna get out here, watch that with the window down, and I'll get out here and watch that level and see how far it drops. And then when bubbles stop coming out of the system, that means that you are good to go. So I'm gonna watch this thing and see, there we go. It's already burping some bubbles out, so that's a good thing. That's what it needs to do. So we're gonna let it go here and we'll see where it gets to. And also I had to send a picture of this to my grandpa, because he's the one who picked this up yesterday, and I knew that would get him going, because he always talks about with this 50-50 mix how you're throwing away money because you're getting half of the antifreeze and you're paying for water. But I just thought that was funny. But normally we buy concentrated antifreeze and then mix it 50-50 with water, because this stuff 50-50 mix is the same price as concentrate, and then you dilute it with water. So anyway, I'm gonna watch this thing and we're gonna see where it gets to. Alright guys, we might have a bit of an issue. If you see, that is steam coming out of the exhaust, and it just started doing that. So this might not be a good thing. And I had worried about that with this car, with the damage that it had on it. If it ran out of coolant and it ran without coolant for a while. I mean, I haven't drove the car enough to really hurt anything. I mean, from like here to there and maybe up to the stop sign and back. So I haven't really drove the car a whole lot. I don't know. That might be just a coincidence, or that could mean we have a blown head gasket or a cracked head or something that's not good. But I'm gonna let the car sit here and run. We're gonna see what it does, and I guess we'll go from there. All right, guys. So I just topped it back off. It got real low. I'm gonna say the thermostat probably kicked in and sucked all of it down. But anyway, I'm gonna throw this cap on here and probably take the car up the road. Now that it's topped off, take the car up the road, see what it does. The heat is working, the engine is warm. I can feel the heat coming off of the motor. So I'm gonna take the car up the road, see if I notice any more steam coming out of it, and then when I get back to throw the headlights in, I will check it again and see if it's low or not. But I was standing back here a minute ago and this side is steaming, so hopefully it's just condensation. But it's just kind of weird. It didn't do it until I put coolant in the car. So I guess we're back. Holy crap, it's hot in here. But I guess we're about to find out, because I'm gonna take this thing up the road. Let's see, engine temp 188, so that's not too bad. This car's probably been sitting here running for 15 minutes or so. That's probably the longest it's ever just sat here and idled. But anyway, I'm gonna take it up the road here. Oh, now we're at 190, but I'm gonna take it up the road here and we'll see what it does. Okay, guys, so the car is staying around the 210 to 220 mark. When I got out of the car to take Bubba in, the pup, it was at 216, and now it's at 215. When I got back in the car, it was at 210. So everything seems to be working. I turned all the heat off, all of that. The fan hasn't kicked on yet, so hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood here, we're gonna be all right. So I haven't noticed an abundance of steam coming out of the exhaust, but I'm kind of focused on where I'm driving to. So I guess we're just gonna have to keep an eye on this thing and see what we got. But I'm gonna nose this thing up in the shop. See, right here it's dropping again in temperature, so I think we're gonna be all right. But like I said, just need to keep an eye on everything and make sure the coolant doesn't drop too far or nothing like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably need to back the car up some, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to get the headlights in this thing. This will be the next video. Part 1 will be the next video, and part 2 will actually be on my birthday. So I guess let's look. We'll check and see what we're looking like. if I can find the hood latch. It's down here somewhere. There we go. So let's look and see what we have on our coolant level. Hopefully we'll be good. The sensor in this thing actually works, which is amazing. It's not honking at me no more. So it has dropped a little bit, but not. I kind of overfilled it a while ago, so it's still not under the max line yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap for today's video. I don't know if I mentioned, I'm on a bit of a time crunch here. Trying to get this done. It's supposed to start raining here in a couple hours. We have to go to a funeral visitation tonight. Funerals tomorrow. I gotta make a couple decals later on today. There's a lot going on. But anyway, guys, it's gonna be a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope everybody has a great day.